UFC Fight Night, Sandhagen versus Nurmagomedov. Here's my experience.
I see my haters proud of me now. When I'm around, it's all smiles. I took over my whole town.
Kick it off, the whole card as a whole, I'll give it a 7.5 out of 10 in my opinion. Some of the fights with some big letdowns, one of them being the Shamil Gaziev versus Dontel Mays fight. I thought that fight was for sure going to end in the finish. It did not, even though Shamil Gaziev did say he broke his hands some way through the middle of the first round, I think. So, some more prelim fights that was pretty good. Jordan Vucevic looked pretty good against Guam. I don't know how to say his name, but even though he did lose, he looked fantastic in that first round. I think it's a little bit of UFC jitters. I think he'll get right past that. Cedricus Dumas did a lot of wrestling in his fight. Kind of surprising. But a win is a win. I'll never complain about somebody winning. I mean, that's kind of why you're fighting, even though it was not his most fun performance to watch, but he did get the win. That's all that really matters. John Herbert striking looked really good in his fight. But the first fight I want to talk about that really has some implications in the division as a whole was this Asmat. I do not know how to say his last name. It's right here. That's how you say his last name, versus Alonzo Atomic Menifield. Asmat went out there and showed that his striking is superior with a second round knockout over Alonzo Menifield, getting himself a ranking. Alonzo Menifield, I don't know where he goes after this. He then starts in his last two fights. The other one being Carlos Oberg in like 13, 14 seconds, something crazy. Yeah, welcome to the rankings, Asmat. Joel Alvarez looked like he could be an absolute problem at 155 pounds. Being 6'3" at that weight, there's only one other person doing that, and that is Mr. Jalen the Tarantula Turner. Joel Alvarez's performance in that fight looked fantastic. Nobody else has been able to put away Elvis Brenner, and Elvis Brenner has shown that he could take a beating and come back from it. It's just like Joel Alvarez, he just kept going and overwhelmed him towards the end, and getting the finish inside the third round. Hell of a performance, and I think he's going to be one of the better prospects coming up here soon. Following that fight, we have Mackenzie Dern versus Lupe Godinez. Mackenzie Dern striking actually surprised me a little bit. She looked like she was able to string a couple of her punches together, and it actually looked like it caused Lupe some problems. Mackenzie Dern was able to get her on the ground a couple of times. I'm surprised he wasn't able to finish it. That just shows how good Lupe is on the ground also. So, fantastic fight for the women. Mackenzie Dern snaps her 2-fight losing streak in a pretty good performance against a ranked competitor. And the heartbreak of the night for me personally, we got Tony Ferguson versus Michael Chiesa. Tony Ferguson, man, please retire. Please retire. It's over. I promise you it's over. 8 in a row, and Michael Chiesa has literally bullied you, man. Bullied you. Bullied you. When he got that body lock, it was over. It was over. He took you for a ride and got you down to the ground immediately. It looked like he was going against a high school teenager that doesn't wrestle. It was bad. It was real bad. And he was able to get the first round submission, and it looked pretty easy for him. Tony Ferguson, I do not want to see you fight again. Michael Chiesa, I don't know who you fight, but congrats on the win over Tony Ferguson. I mean, I guess it's a good name to have on your resume now. One of the fights I was most intrigued about going into this night was Mr. Divison Figueiredo versus Marlon Chito Vera, and it showed why. It showed why Marlon Chito Vera showed that he still has a chin from the gods, and Divison Figueiredo showed that he is a real title threat at 135 pounds, as he was able to knock off a top 5 opponent in that weight class. They already said they're going to give Umar the shot at Sean O'Malley or Merab, whoever wins that fight, at the spear, but I think Divison Figueiredo should be right there next to him, unless they want to give Divison Figueiredo Peter Yan in a title eliminator. I wouldn't be too mad at that either. Either way it goes, fantastic fight from Divison Figueiredo. Where does Chito Vera go from here? He's on a 2-fight losing streak after getting dominated in his title fight. I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know. In the co-main event, we had Sarah the Bullet Magomedov taking on Michael Olejeks. Like I said in the prediction video, I feel like this is going to be his absolute toughest test. And I think it was. I mean, it looked like he was kind of getting tired in there with Olejeks. And Olejeks is a tough guy. He's a tough guy that doesn't want to get put away at any time in the fight. So, the Sarah the Bullet, he called out Nate or Nick Diaz. I forgot which one. I don't think that fight's going to happen. I don't know who Sarah Bullet fights next. I don't know how you want to market Sarah Bullet, in my opinion. Like, how do you want to give him fighters like to rise up in the rankings? I don't know how that's gonna work out. I feel like Sarah Bullock should still take probably some prospect fights. I don't think he's ready for some of the big names yet. But what do you guys think about it? His performance was okay. And in the main event of the night, we had Nurmagomedov taking on Corey Sandhagen. First round, Corey Sandhagen looked fantastic. He looked fantastic. I thought Corey had a really, really good shot. I thought he had a really, really good game plan in that first round. Then after that, it just looked like Umar and Khabib's game plan took over. It looked like he just took over. Umar looked fantastic everywhere. He out-wrestled him. It looked like he out-struck him in some of these sequences. I want to say in the fourth round, it just looked like Corey Sandhagen didn't know what was going on. It looked like he was just frustrated and didn't know what was going on. He couldn't help anything. So, Nurmagomedov is getting the next title shot after Merab Dvalishvili at the Spear. When it's going to happen, I have no idea. I've seen it float around February in Abu Dhabi. So, that'll be a fun matchup if they're able to do it. Who do you guys think is going to have the belt at that time? Sean O'Malley or Merab? Let me know. And like always, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Bigger people, peace.